chest when I do this.
And so what for this Pinot is from what block?
This one is from Don Helper's vineyard.
Okay.
And even though I convinced him that he's got a Chardonnay site, a Pinot site, he's stubborn enough to want to have a little wine out of his own vineyard.
Mm-hmm.
When I got him to graft over his Pinot de Chardonnay, he left enough Pinot for a barrel's worth. So like an idiot, I just told him I'd just make some home wine for him. There's sort of an extra lot of wine to make, but it's worth it because I think the Chardonnay is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do this for him.
What about his site is led you to say Chardonnay just because it makes great Chardonnay? Is it location? Is it soil?
I think he makes great Chardonnay because as a function of location and soil, but I think it's mostly soil. I think the way that the water is given to the vine throughout the season, it doesn't make for really good Pinot.
Mm-hmm. Too much water?
Too much water at the wrong times, and then not enough. So,
Mm-hmm.
And to irrigate, you're actually adding a fair amount of water just to get it into the root zone. So instead of kind of a miserly transfer of water, it's like all or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a drug addict or something, or sugar alcoholic or something. Chewing tobacco rather than a nicotine patch.
Mm. And you're waiting for just the point where the color turns.
Yeah, I want to see. I don't want it just to totally decolorize. I want to see a little this point where the iodine starch product kind of remains a little while.
Mm-hmm.
2 more minutes on the. So I'll just get this. Smells pretty good.
And when you see sort of absolute measurements of sulfates in a wine, when they're saying this wine has X amount of sulfates, is that something that's a much more involved process where they...
The real accurate methods are
Uh-huh.
I don't. This is not super close. I don't really care if we're super close. I want to be within a couple, but a lot of this is dependent on how long. For example, the total is dependent on how long the stuff is stewed, because beyond 10 minutes it's going to hydrolyze other stuff. So some of the eggheads figured out how to actually get incubation time, etc. That would get you right about in that range. It's quick and dirty.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fantastic. You got to have tools that most anybody could do in a simple lab setup. Get you.
You can't afford to send this out or send it, if you're about to bottle.
I really can't, And then the time delay. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I want the number now,
Mm-hmm.
because just before I bottle, I want to be able to give it a little kiss of SO2 perhaps, just to get it into that right level, or not.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise I might as well just be heavy-handed and know that at least I got it good.
Mm-hmm.
Get her done. So you can kind of see the color of this stuff, with the really basic conditions. The pigments are kind of pH dependent on what form they're in, and that affects the hue. So now I'll add a little bit of this sulfuric acid to neutralize it. So I'll add like half as much, should bring it back to about its normal color. Now I'm going to acidify it, and that way the reaction of the iodine with stuff in the wine is more limited to things like SO2, starch, and some of this stuff.
killing your cover here, not using the pipette.
I know what, I don't mind, with iodine, it'll hurt me the least of the stuff that I've got in here, so. And I like to use my right hand on the pipette for this. And then changing hands all the time. I should probably would frown on this. Okay. That's nice. This first. Yeah, the sulfuric acid and the sodium hydroxide would much rather not get in my mouth with bubble cane.
Bad start for the day.
I probably should be wearing safety glasses here. Don't show this to Judy. Wait a second. I'm half asleep. I should be doing a total on this. So yakking. So